Welcome everyone back to Wolf and Friends Gaming. We're doing another top 5 list. You saw the previous one, all the bad things about Arkham Knight. Well, this is top 5 good things found in Arkham Knight. Yes, the game has a lot of good qualities too. It is a very good game. Also warning, massive spoilers ahead, so if you haven't played the game yet, don't watch this video. There were a lot of good things about Arkham Knight, but here's our number 5 list, starting with the 5th one on this list. The Joker is back. Now, before you say comments like, we just put this on the bad things of Arkham Knight, some people actually liked the fact that Joker came back in this game, believe it or not. Including me. I did like having the Joker back, but the fandom was more divided on it, so this is for the half that did like him returning to Arkham Knight for one last scare. Yes, the Joker provides his usual jokes and hilarious comedy about people dying and all that. It's all funny. Of course, he appears as a hallucination in Batman's mind when he's exposed to fear gas, trying to corrupt the Dark Knight into his way of thinking. As I said in the last video, it's unaware if he's a ghost or a figment in Batman's imagination, but the point is, he's back, and funnier than ever. The best part about the Joker coming back, though, is that Mark Hamill is returning as the voice of the Joker, starting with this game. Yes, Mark Hamill, the classic voice actor who played the Joker before in the cartoon, reprised his role for the final video game in the series. Of course, he plays a part as the main villain, but don't worry, Scarecrow was not pushed off to the side. But it was interesting seeing the Joker come back and adding, of course, his oh-so-great humor into the Arkham series for the last time. Number 4. The graphics. Yes, part of the best video game is your graphics, and these were very much improved from the previous Arkham games. You know, the entire Batmobile would take all the pixels to make the entire disc of Arkham Asylum. Yes, that's how much the graphics have improved, and the best part about the graphics is the Scarecrow's fear hallucinations. Scarecrow's hallucinations are a lot scarier and more realistic here in this game. Especially the funnest level is the Cloudburst level, where his fear gas nuke spreads across all over Gotham, and you actually have to go in, and once you're in the gas, everything turns into like something out of Silent Hill. It's very interesting, actually, seeing how the graphics really stepped up, and arguably these are the most realistic graphics you could ever have in a Batman show. Or video game in this case, considering that the villains do look realistic, and the fear hallucinations are very scary because of how good the animators decide to make them. Graphics were just one of many good things in this game. Number 3. Scarecrow is the main villain. Yes, after disappearing in Arkham Asylum, being dragged underwater by Killer Croc, we never see Scarecrow in any of the other Arkham games until the final one, where he steps up as the big bad villain of the game itself. The best part is, Scarecrow is a very effective villain, and a lot of fans like that for the first time a villain that isn't child-friendly is in a Batman story. Yes, in case you didn't get the idea that Scarecrow is not a child-friendly Batman villain, you haven't read anything about him. Scarecrow is the best part of the game because he's a villain you actually take seriously. Because you have to admit, you never take the Joker seriously at all in the other Arkham games, because he's always so funny and entertaining. Hugo Strange almost matches up to him, but Hugo Strange turned out to be working for an even bigger villain who sucked. So that's why the Scarecrow is much better in comparison. But yes, Scarecrow is also the first villain to actually win in the end. We find out that he played things perfectly and was one of the Batman's most challenging foes, even overstepping a lot of his other famous ones. Let's hope this game pushes Scarecrow to all new levels of fame in the DC Comics world. But the best part of the story is, of course, the villain. Number 2. The climax and the ending to the Batman Arkham Knight story. We'll start with the climax first. First, Batman, of course, goes to confront the Scarecrow at none other than the ruins of Arkham Asylum. Scarecrow injects Batman with fear gas, and of course, he has to fight his fears one last time, and he easily overwhelms the Scarecrow, and get this, injects him with his own fear toxin, and this is how he appears in Scarecrow's mind. Scarecrow freaks out, of course, because he turns out to be, ironically, afraid of bats. Yes, who would have thought the main villain is afraid of bats, and our hero is dressed up as a bat. But the climax is very satisfying, although you will be disappointed that Scarecrow didn't get an official boss fight. He was more of a cutscene boss. And then there's the ending. The ending implies that Batman might be dead, but they actually left it open-ended to your interpretation. There's a 50-50 chance he's dead, 50-50 he's alive. But of course, upon 100% completion of the Arkham Knight game as a whole, you get to see in the end that there's a new force watching over Gotham. A new force that takes the figure of Batman, but it's implied that it might not be Batman. It might be someone else, his ghost, but who knows? It's up to you to interpret. And with that, we go to our number 1 on this list. What can it be? Batman sends the Joker to hell. Yes, the most epic scene. During Scarecrow's boss fight, he injects Batman with more fear toxin, and we see what would happen if the Joker took over Batman's mind. Yes, we see that Batman was infected by the Joker hallucination halfway through the game, and he's been trying to take him over ever since. We get a cool first-person shooter of the Joker shotgunning through Gotham City and trying to leave Batman's mind so he could take over his entire body. Of course, Batman says that he's not going to let that happen, and he fights Joker to the death. Of course, being a hallucination, Batman won't violate his no-kill rule. Since Joker's not real, he's dead. We see a good one-on-one fight between them, and Batman finally stands up to the Joker and gives him a well-deserved beatdown. Not as good as Arkham Origins Joker fight, but it's pretty impressive, too. We see him fight him and throw him into a prison box, appropriately with hell written inside, as Joker begs for his life as he's dragged away to hell, and Batman gets over him once and for all. Yes, the Clown Prince of Crime is gone for good in the Arkham series. As if Arkham City wasn't enough killing him, his spirit has now left this world too, with the awesomeness of Batman personally throwing him into hell in his own mind. The Joker is gone now for good, but he won't be forgotten by the fans for this epic scene. Now here's some honorable mentions, some things that you want on the list but didn't quite make it out. The Joker infection subplot. Yes, one of the coolest levels is that we find out that the Joker's blood has accidentally infected a lot of civilians who accidentally had it put into them, and they're turning into the Joker. You actually have to fight all of these infected once Harley Quinn releases them, but it's a very fun level considering you get to discover more about the Joker and get some cool scenes in fighting them. My personal favorite, the Batman Poison Ivy ship, actually got some increased viewership. Yes, I know she's a villain, and a lot of people are fans of the Batman-Catwoman ship, but you have to admit, these two had more chemistry than Catwoman, whose romance was completely wasted, and the barely there romance with Talia that went nowhere. But yeah, I ship these two because of the good scenes. And the best of all, Batman Arkham Knight is rated M. For the first time in the Arkham series, we actually get an appropriately rated game title. The first 3 games were amazingly rated T and not M, which is why a lot of fans cheered as soon as this game got the final M rating for it, making it known that Batman Arkham series is for adults and not kids. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and join Wolf and Friends Gaming for more future videos. Goodbye.